Hey family, it's Dr. Yeti. Welcome back to the show where we talk about all things real estate, money, and mindset, especially for First Gen homeowners who are determined to do things differently. Today's episode is a juicy one. We're diving into the allure of the ideal home, that intoxicating vision of what so many of us dream about. You know the one I'm talking about, the open floor plan. The kitchen with marble countertops, that big yard where you imagine your kids or future family running around. Maybe it's that walkable neighborhood or that luxury community with the perfect mix of peace and convenience. And listen, there's nothing wrong with that dream. In fact, I encourage it. Dream big. But what I've learned after years of walking families through the home buying process is that sometimes that dream home fantasy can blind us to the practical realities that come after you move in. Because let's be real, the dream doesn't end at the closing table. That's actually where it begins. And one of the biggest wake-up calls homeowners face is something most people never think about when they're house shopping: taxes. Let's talk about the hidden tax traps that come with homeownership, the ones that sneak up on even the smartest buyers. First up, property taxes. If you've ever heard someone say, "My mortgage went up, but I didn't refinance," 9 times out of 10, property taxes are the reason. And here's the kicker. The more desirable the area, or the newer the construction, the faster those taxes can rise. So while you might be thrilled to land that brand new build in a top-rated school district, just know that your tax bill might start to look like a second mortgage. Then there's capital gains tax. This one often catches people off guard. You buy a home, it appreciates beautifully. Maybe you make 6 figures in equity. That's the dream, right? But when you sell, depending on how long you've owned it and how you've used it, a chunk of that gain could go straight to Uncle Sam. Now, there are exclusions for primary residences, but they come with rules. You have to have lived in the home for at least 2 of the last 5 years, among other criteria. And if you're selling an investment property or flipping homes, that's a whole different tax story. And let's not forget about mortgage interest deductions. We've all heard people brag about how owning a home is great for taxes because you can write off the interest. But here's what most folks don't realize. That deduction isn't as generous as it used to be. Since the tax code changed a few years ago, the standard deduction got higher, meaning fewer people itemize their deductions at all. Translation: that mortgage interest write-off may not even benefit you, depending on your situation. It's not a free pass, and those rules can, and do, change. And just when you think you've got it figured out, here comes the surprise twist. Did you know that home improvements, yes, those upgrades you do to make your home more beautiful, can actually increase your property tax bill? Let's say you add a pool, finish the basement, or build that beautiful deck. Not only do those projects make your home more enjoyable, but they can also make your home more valuable in the eyes of your county assessor. And that increased value? It means higher property taxes. It's ironic, right? The very things that make your home feel more yours can also cost you more every single year. And luxury upgrades? Don't get me started. That stunning outdoor kitchen, extensive landscaping, or even solar panels. All those can bump up your assessed value. And in some states, that means higher taxes or even new local fees. Here's another overlooked one: selling too soon. If you sell your home before you've owned it long enough to qualify for the capital gains exclusion, say within a year or 2, you might end up paying short-term capital gains taxes. And that rate is typically higher than the long-term one. That's why planning your timeline strategically matters just as much as choosing your paint colors. Now, let's zoom out and talk about something that doesn't get enough attention. Location, taxation. We always hear location, location, location in real estate, but taxes vary so dramatically from place to place that they can completely change your long-term costs. For example, moving just a few miles across a county line could mean the difference between a $3,000 and a $6,000 annual property tax bill. And it's not just property taxes. Some areas have local levies, school district taxes, and even utility taxes that are built into your monthly costs. If you move to a new state, things can get even trickier. Some states have income taxes on property transactions and others don't. So relocating for a better job or lifestyle could come with hidden tax implications when it's time to sell. All these layers, property, income, local, school district taxes, they add up, and they can eat into your cash flow and your equity if you're not careful. Now, before we keep going, quick reminder, if you're enjoying this conversation, make sure you follow or subscribe to the podcast so you never miss an episode. And if you're a first-gen homeowner or soon-to-be buyer, join my First Gen Homeowners community. It's where I teach you how to navigate real estate with confidence, peace, and purpose, without getting blindsided by costs like these. You'll get access to workshops, Q&As, and insider resources to make homeownership work for you, not against you. All right, let's get back to it, because now we're getting into the part I love, future-proofing your dream home. You don't have to be afraid of taxes, but you do have to be aware. The smartest homeowners I know take a proactive approach. Before they even close on a home, they consult a tax professional, not just a real estate agent or a lender. Why? Because those professionals can help you look at the long-term implications of your purchase, not just the short-term excitement. Maybe you can qualify for tax deferral strategies like a 1031 exchange if you plan to upgrade later, or explore opportunity zones if you're investing. Even if you're just buying your primary home, a good advisor can help you structure your purchase in a way that supports your future goals. And here's something that can completely change the way you budget. Don't just calculate what you can afford today. Calculate what you'll need to sustain that home 5 years from now. Because guess what? Property taxes rarely go down. They go up, slowly, quietly, but consistently. So when you're running those numbers, don't just budget for the mortgage. Budget for increases in your tax bill, insurance, and maintenance. That's how you create long-term stability and peace. Because ultimately, owning your dream home shouldn't come with nightmares at tax time. Now, I want to hear from you. Have you ever been surprised by your property taxes? Or learned a tough lesson about homeownership costs? Tell me your story. I love hearing your experiences, and your story might even get featured in an upcoming episode. We all learn from each other's journeys, and your story could help another first-gen homeowner avoid a costly mistake. So family, as you chase that dream home, dream big, but plan wisely. Because the goal isn't just to buy the home of your dreams, it's to keep it, enjoy it, and grow from it. I'm Dr. Yeti. Thank you for spending this time with me. Don't forget to follow, share this episode with someone who's house hunting right now, and I'll catch you in the next one. Until then, remember, peace, purpose, and preparation always lead to prosperity.